Good morning, I'm RWoodruff here in beautiful Junction City, Oregon with the BISH RV organization. Today we're going to be making some chocolate chip muffins. Real simple recipe in a 2015 Thor Ace, little 27 footer. So I picked a nice small coach, nice and simple. It looks like it's complicated, but sugar, flour, milk, cocoa powder, that's the important one. A couple eggs, some sour cream. I like to put sour cream in my muffins. My little cups, some oil, some baking soda, not baking powder, salt, vanilla, and of course the chocolate chips. And again, it's a nice simple recipe. I've got more stuff here than I really need. My measuring spoons. I like these because they're nice and collapsible. My little measuring cups, again, nice and collapsible. Easy to store in a simple drawer. I like my little whisk. You gotta have a big spoon because I like to eat a lot. And of course my little stirrer thingy, you get along the edge there, So the muffins are nice, simple. There's no electric mixers or anything like that because you really don't want to over mix them. Today we're just going to be using a propane oven for this instead of using a convection microwave, which is, an air fryer. For our oven, we really do want to use a long lighter, okay? Because I'm in a different RV every time I do this. I always like to start off by opening up the stove, flipping it on, and seeing if I have propane in the coach or if the tanks are off because it's, it's for sale. So, I know I've got propane. Ooh, get all the way down here. And this is where a long lighter really comes in handy. Just get my lighter going, make sure that pilot light is lit. Just take your time. If you're using a match, you gotta stick your arm in there a long ways. I'm not a fan of that. So, we've got that lit. So now we're going to go ahead and set it to the temperature that we want our muffins to be cooking at. Let it start preheating. One of the things most folks do is they really don't preheat their oven. They don't get a good cook on. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna use 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar. So we're gonna do 2 cups of flour. Here's our sugar. I like the little packages in an RV. Just nice and easy to store. 1 cup of sugar. With my dry ingredients, I always like to combine them because again, it's a muffin, so we're not gonna stir it a whole lot once we add the liquid. So I want all my dry ingredients nice and properly combined. Then we're gonna add some cocoa powder. And this is half a cup of cocoa powder. A little extra cocoa powder means you gotta add a little extra sugar because this is not sweet cocoa powder like milk chocolate. A full teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. And that's going to actually give us our leveling or rising stuff. It's going to make it, poof. And half a teaspoon of salt. And salt is going to give us our elasticity, let that flour stretch and grow. And so I'm using a sea salt grinder, so I grind it into my little cup here. And it's half a teaspoon. There we go. A little light there we go. Okay, so we got our salt, we got our sugar, we got our baking soda in there. And again, we're gonna give that a nice little stir. Get that salt combined throughout the flour and cocoa. That gives us our elasticity and stuff. Next, recipe calls for a cup and a half of chocolate chips. I happen to have this much. So, whatever that much is, we're gonna go ahead and just put it right in there. A little too much is okay. Not quite enough, well, they'll get over it. And then for our wet ingredients, I have my second bowl. A couple of eggs. There we go. Okay. Little secret ingredient. About 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. I'd say that's about 3/4 of a cup. half a cup of vegetable oil, milk. It does the body good. Nice fresh milk. I had a cow out here, but they told me I couldn't do that in the video. Give everything a nice little stir. Get everything all broken down. Because the less stirring we have to do when this is all put together, the better our chocolate chip muffins are gonna be. Oh, that's a nice little look there. We'll be using some vanilla, about 1.5 teaspoons. And I'm gonna put this in with my wet ingredients. Half. Whole. I really like vanilla, so I had a little extra bit there. This is very good, yeah. We're gonna give it another nice little whisking there. And then, now see, we've got a nice, smooth, blended consistency. So that's our wet ingredients, there's our dry ingredients. Let's combine them. I always wanna make sure I've got all my stuff together because I don't like to stir this a whole lot. It should be a little bit lumpy. And again, this is not something for an electric mixer. That's gonna cause peaks in your muffins. It looks like this, that's a peak. What I want is a nice gentle curve. Some of my friends who are also cooks, they actually count how many strokes they give with their muffins. Ooh, got a little bit left in there. There we go, got it all out. If you don't get it all out, you don't get all the muffin. I like all the muffin. 12 muffin pan. This recipe actually makes 14 muffins. So we're just gonna have some that are just a little bit more than others. Muffin liners. Okay, so I've got my liners in there. I got my big spoon, and we're going to spoon these in. Use my rubber spatula to kind of help them off the end of the spoon here. One of the big things about actually getting them all even is cook time. A smaller one would definitely cook faster than a big one. I like to watch cooking shows a lot, and one of the things they talk about is knife skill. This cook did this right, or this cook did that right. And what it comes down to is getting all of the pieces that you're cutting the same size, so it all cooks the same. So, give them a little bounce, help level them out. Yes, that one's got too much in it. I'm gonna live with it. After all, we're just having fun. So, let's get them in the oven. Ta-da! 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 Now we wait. You know, now if I were in an RV park or if I were out camping, I'd probably have a game on or something on in my TV in the RV. I'd have my feet up, be drinking a cup of coffee. So let's get this cook going, and we'll come back to this here in just a little bit. So, it's been about 15 minutes, and I go by a sense of smell. You know when you're starting to overcook something, you get that smell? The same thing happens when you're cooking. You can actually smell when it gets done if you're paying attention. So I know it's been about 15 minutes. I looked at the Mickey Mouse. And then I can smell it, and I'm smelling, it's like, oh, it smells good. Let's take a look. Beautiful looking muffins. Oh, beautiful. That looks like about a dozen chocolate chip muffins cooked in a 2015 27-foot Thor Ace here in beautiful Junction City, Oregon with the BISH'S organization. Thank you guys for letting me do this. I really appreciate you guys giving me a great canvas, I guess, to enjoy cooking out here in an RV. Again, I'm RWoodruff with the BISH'S organization in Junction City, Oregon, and this is chocolate chip muffins for my coworkers. Have a great day.